Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Remify. I'm in the garage again with my international 1958 international pickup truck. So, like I said in the last episode, we're gonna try to wake this truck up. It's from a 14-year-old nap, and we'll see how it goes. So let me walk you through to what I've tried to do before we get it to start. All right, so the first thing I did is put a bar on the engine there. Make sure it spins, it moves, it's not seized. And second thing I did is put the battery on. Make sure the starter turns. I went inside, hit the key, and it actually turns. Now, I figured I'd check for spark. Had nothing. No spark. I even put my put this little spark tester on number one, and nothing. So put my test light on my garage. A mess right now. Everything's falling. So use a test light, an old cheap test light with a light bulb in it, and I tested here. I had power coming from the key. Tested here. I had power coming out, and you can put the test light here and make sure when you crank it the light goes on and off, which it didn't, it stayed on. So then means you got a problem in here. Pull this out first. The points was basically glued together. Took them, cleaned them off, make sure it's free, nice and clean. I cleaned this rotor and I cleaned the cap because it was dirty. Tried it again, nothing. So turns out it was this old wire. Barely holding on by a thread here. But that wasn't the problem, it was on this side. This here was not making a connection here. It was grounded out in here. So I took both sides out, cleaned them both so it doesn't ground. And now I have spark. I have power here. When you crank it, it jumps. It goes on and off because your points are opening on and off. There. I did that, and then after that, these guys had an electric fuel pump here, and I hooked that up to power and a pump, but it was pissing gas from here everywhere, and that was all full of black tarnish gunk. It was disconnected, empty. So I got it to start by putting gas in the carburetor. In the first video, you'll see I put gas in the carburetor. My son's cranking it just to make sure it starts. I didn't have a rad. My buddy brought me a rad from another truck. So I just made sure I wanted to know it starts. And it did. And then after that, I got the rad. And I should have took a video of this pump. I took it all apart, cleaned it up, cleaned the bowl, checked the diaphragm. Diaphragm is like new. But it wouldn't pump on the truck. I put gas in it on the ground, pumping it by hand. If anybody's seen this behind, it's a little lever, it's bent like this. So on the bench, it was working. I put it back on, it wouldn't pump. Took it back off, tried again, took it all apart again, and behind here, there's a pin. Took the pin out, bent the little pieces, little tab that was behind, put it back, and then I noticed that I said, oh, well, I could probably bend the lever a little bit, make sure, because there's some free play in it. It wasn't going all the way. So I put it on my anvil and give it a couple tap and put it back, and then took this line off, put this line in a jug, and I had fuel coming out. Put the line back on. I never touched the carburetor, so cracked the line. Cracked the line here, put gas in my jerry can, cranked it over, and I got fuel here. Then I put it back on, cranked it a couple times, and it started on the carburetor. It idled pretty good, I think. Try again.
All the way?
Yeah. Keep going.
That's crazy.
Try again. Try again.